If you're in the construction or mining industry, statistically, your life's full of stress, high-pressure deadlines, accelerated timelines, and tightening budgets combine to create a pressure cooker that always seems just a few minutes away from exploding. Your efforts to find qualified and capable employees who'll be productive members of your team for years to come are thwarted daily by the dash for cash that's so prevalent in our industry. The fact that 1 in 3 newly placed employees are no longer with the company just 12 months later means that you're constantly searching to refill vacancies. As if the industry's biggest difficulties weren't daunting enough, employees working in a FIFO environment face challenges that are drastically different when compared to workers in other fields. High stress, harsh conditions, accelerated deadlines, and long times away from family and friends leads to shocking levels of depression and anxiety, far beyond that of the average employee in Australia. These pressures on employees make for a dangerous working environment where distraction and angst lead to an unsafe workplace and decreased productivity. The result? A dramatic impact on job performance that at best leads to lost time and money, and at worst can lead to physical injury and even loss of life. Until now, the industry has struggled with traditional HR companies, people who were incentivized more on placement than retention, firms that raced to fill an opening instead of really understanding the candidates, companies that would place and forget never to speak with the candidate or employer again. To counter these industry trends, Raving Fans innovated an entirely new business model. Raving Fans was designed from the outset to align the needs of the employer with the needs of the employee into a total managed employment experience instead of just filling a position and moving on. In short, Raving Fans specialises in serving both sides of the equation. We find quality, long-term employees who are proficient in your areas of need, while at the same time working with these employees for the duration of their employment in order to address their personal needs and overall job satisfaction. To better illustrate how Raving Fans can help you, we'd like to share the story of how Jack found his dream job with Jessica. Meet Jack. He's every employer's dream. Proficient, punctual, hard-working, and as a bonus, fun to be around. He's got years of experience in the industry and has built a FIFO career as the construction and mining arenas exploded here in Australia. We found Jack through our network of FIFO workers when he was referred to us by another employee we had successfully placed in a position. Jack had been struggling with his current assignment as pressures at work were compounded by pressures from home in the form of his wife and 2 young children. Jack struggled to meet their needs as a husband, father, and breadwinner, which was negatively impacting his performance on the job site. Meet Jessica. She works at one of the largest mining companies in the world and came to us looking for a very specific person with very specific skills. In this case, someone with expertise in underground surveying. She'd been looking for someone to fill the position for 12 months. To make things worse, the last 2 people in the position had worked for 3 and 4 months respectively. The turnover was killing the project, and the management team were growing more frustrated with the inability to find a qualified, long-term employee. While Jessica may not have known Jack, we did. And we were eager to connect the two. But before we did that, we needed to make sure that what seemed like a good fit on paper was actually a good fit in reality. We began working with Jessica by having one of our client relationship managers take her through our vacancy assessment analysis. We evaluated her needs as an employer, investigated the various requirements associated with the position, and agreed on an action plan that combined our analysis with the core competencies required in a successful candidate. We even travelled to the job location to do a worksite environment assessment in order to identify the little things that Jessica had forgotten to mention during our interviews that would make a candidate succeed in the long run. Jess wasn't the only one getting special attention. Jack went through his own detailed assessment when we first met him. A member of our CAST, Career Advisory and Selection team, took a detailed employment history from Jack, making the time to follow up with his references and former employers to ensure we had an accurate picture of his capabilities, talents, and past performance. We asked Jack about his relevant trade certificates and licenses and checked to make sure they were still valid. We determined that he met our 3 musts criteria, with a National Police check, a senior or apply first aid certificate, and a compliant working across borders white card. Beyond assessing Jack's work capabilities, we also completed Jack's emotional profiling and his safety behaviour assessments and further evaluating his personal work needs. One of our CAST detectives researched Jack's social media profiles in an effort to learn even more about Jack's preferences and personalities. Another member of our cast explored Jack's ideal work environment and his home-based needs as they relate to family, friends, and personal life. We took our findings and helped Jack develop his own Money and Mastery map. This map is designed to target the 3 key areas as identified by Dan Pink in his talent management masterpiece, Drive. Mastery helps Jack strive to be an expert in his chosen field. Autonomy helps Jack feel confident in directing his own life. Purpose helps Jack engage in a higher calling that's greater than himself. By focusing on these 3 key areas, Raving Fans candidates like Jack are able to actualise their potential, manage their aspirations, and achieve their career dreams. This unique approach to candidate assessment and ongoing training sets Raving Fans apart in the marketplace. Not only are candidates like Jack excited to work with us because they know it's about more than finding a job, but employers like Jess are excited to bring Raving Fans to their team because they're getting a more well-rounded, self-aware employee. The kind that are safe, productive, and grow as a team member for years to come. This process was so different from Jack's typical experience in the industry that it led him to share.
The way you got to know me and my needs was amazing. If the employers have the same kind of interactions and interviews with you, you're going to change the entire way this industry recruits and places FIFO employees.
Now that we were sure we knew Jack, and we were sure we knew Jess, it was time for the 2 to meet. It was a match made in heaven. Jack felt that Jess appreciated his professional and personal needs, and Jess knew that Jack had the aptitude and attitude to be a valuable long-term employee. Jack took the position with Jess's company, and things have been great ever since. Jack's level of happiness, engagement, and job satisfaction has stayed high over the last year, partly because of his personal concierge. As a Raving Fans candidate, Jack was assigned his own personal concierge who checks in on a regular basis to make sure that everything's going well at work and at home. Jack's personal concierge is never more than a phone call or text message away. By helping him to remember birthdays and other important dates, send gifts to the kids, make sure house bills are paid on time, and identify creative ways to stay connected with his loved ones at home, the personal concierge makes Jack a more conscientious and loyal employee. Jack sleeps soundly and works safely with focus because his home life is going well despite his physical absence. Now when Jack is home on R&R, he actually gets the chance to rest and relax. This makes both Jack and Jess happy. And now they're Raving Fans. Raving Fans is nothing like a typical recruiting and HR company. You probably picked up on that from our name alone. Our founder is a FIFO wife who's lived both on-site and at home while her husband managed construction projects for the largest companies in the mining industry. Her personal experience, combined with insights from her husband's experience as an employee, allowed her to build an organisation that addresses all aspects of the FIFO employment sector. Building on their personal experience as a couple, the Raving Fans' strategy and structure was further honed by extensive research into the industry. From analysing academic studies on FIFO employees, to interviewing managers in the construction and mining industries, to maintaining broad and diverse relationships with top FIFO workers, Raving Fans built a practice that is more robust and more researched than any other company you'll consider. Most people are initially drawn to the ever-expanding Australian construction and mining industries because of the way a world of work intersects with a vast array of opportunities. Workers considering the FIFO lifestyle are drawn to the career growth and personal and financial benefits, yet often have no idea about the toll this career choice will take on them personally, their family relationships, and their personal interactions. Our understanding of the industry's benefits and challenges allows us to effectively match the right candidate with the right position, while maintaining the right expectations across all parties. Our approach and execution ensures a high return on your human capital investment. You're already spending so much on hiring and training. Shouldn't you be getting job placements right the first time, especially with all the time and money you're investing? Our goal, to find and create Raving Fans, is simple, but the execution requires skill and commitment. We'll help your company operate at its full potential and help your employees feel secure, challenged, and, most importantly, fulfilled. We only have people and careers worth raving about, and we look forward to welcoming you to our fan club.